good.
It's with him.
It's with him.
I donate to him.
I donate to my kids.
Oh yeah, I'm my favorite.
You know what? I'm going to say and one of the things her husband said to me is, you have to have life insurance, and we don't. So we're on it looking, because he said, we don't want all that, you know?
Yeah. I wonder if it's got to do or something like that.
There was
What?
life insurance we're looking at is like annuities that you buy.
That's
and
what I have.
different things.
I asked him one thing. I always keep current. How much does it cost to bury me, or if you want to be cremated? And I keep current, and that's all it is. And when I moved here, I had to take some money out because, no husband's doing in the house and everything. And I asked him. I said, look, I don't have anything coming in. Stuff's going out. How much do I have in here? My first question is, do you have enough if I keep going tomorrow to bury me safely without just sticking me in the box? And he said, yes. I said, then fine, send me $1,000. I want to buy this for my house, this, and that's exactly what I did. And I still got enough. I just don't believe in life insurance, unless you have children. But I think term insurance, you really look at it for yourself. That's exactly what I did.
If you have a lot of money, it's very helpful too. If you have a lot of money, then when you die, the money is immediately available to pay all of the vast expense associated with. So.
Rebecca, throw your sweater behind you. It looks like an animal. Looks like a cat. There you go. There you go. Or that here, I was thinking.
I was trying to hide it.
Scooch together.
Is he coming over?
Oh, Tom, are you coming?
No, you.
What do you want us to do? We can't get him cozy.
I'm your cameraman.
You're not here?
Somebody's got to monitor this, I think.
You're not going to come?
I'll be right here.
Where do we need to scooch?
I got everybody now. You're kind of got half a DD. So if you could.
It's not,
That makes sense.
is that,
So all of you, Rebecca. No, I can't see that actually. That's cut out. That's good.
I don't have any bigger butts.
That's
Put your fannies together.
I have a healing bundles card.
That's
Okay,
good.
Is that better? Do you want it?
Actually, how about Kathleen?
So did you guys go to the Century 21 down near
World Trade Center was?
near there?
Yes.
I went to the one uptown in the Upper West Side.
Can I preen you?
No wonder I didn't see you
Do I have
guys.
a? Oh my goodness.
Huh?
Is it nice?
I heard that one down there has a bigger selection.
Where? Which one?
The one that you guys went to, I heard it has a bigger selection.
Yeah.
Those look great on you. I think they're
Fun.
strange.
They're hot.
I like them.
You
They're
don't,
hot.
is it 7 o'clock now?
They're too.
Oh,
they're
come
like-
on.
This is a dear friend.
They're
I'm telling
hot.
the truth.
Okay.
2 minutes.
We're live, don't
Awesome.
forget.
We're live. Thank you.
Wait, Tom, if she stands up, can you see the
That's right.
whiteboard? Did
Yes.
you need to see the whiteboard, or
Uh-huh.
did you just do need to
Just
see
for me, I just want to
it?
make
Can
sure
you
I
see her head? When
Yeah,
she's
you
standing?
can't possibly see.
No, this is really just so I can remember certain things.
Robyn, you look beautiful.
I
Just
know
wanna
I
say-
do.
Well, you do.
You
look
do.
beautiful.
Just throw it together. This is
Throw it together.
Just
yeah,
throw
it's-
it together. You know,
There you go.
oh my goodness.
5 minutes out of bed, that's
Okay.
it. Threw it together.
That's what you gotta do. Okay,
That's
start
the
the way I operate. I can get ready quicker than my husband.
Mhm.
5 minutes. Tom, are we ready?
You're on.
Okay. Ready to
It
rock and
says,
roll? Get
It's
the-
live. It just keeps saying slow internet.
Okay.
There's nothing we can do about that, can we?
No,
It says reduce quality.
don't.
I know. Then it goes back to
We've
quality.
When you
It's
got,
always
when you got
worked
the
out
audio,
somehow.
the audio's up high again because we turned it down earlier.
Yeah, it's up. It's all the way.
Okay.
Are we live?
We're live.
You're live.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Self-Care Revolution. It's month 10, where we've had an exciting journey speaking about, learning about how to feel fabulous at any age. And I want to welcome you all to our living room of Santa Fe Soul Health and Healing Center. And we do know that we have 1,000 new free members that are part of the Self-Care Revolution. So if you haven't seen our center before, we actually built this center 9 years ago, and we continue to have a family of 30 practitioners. In fact, I want to tell you a funny story. Maybe some of you don't even know this. When we opened our doors, we had a great article about Santa Fe Soul and what we're all about. And the person who wrote the article said that there were 30 parishioners. 30 parishioners. Anyway, so we offer about 40 different services, and we also have a beautiful event room where we did our live stream the last 2 months, where we host world-class healers. We just had an amazing healer. What was his name? Who was just here?
Selig.
Paul Selig. Many of you know him. He was just here for 3 days. We had Ray Johnston, and he does individual sessions here a couple of times a year, and he also does safari transformational journeys. In fact, that's a big thing that we're bringing into Self-Care Revolution 2014. We want to introduce this idea of travel, transformational travel that radically changes your life, but it's the self-care theme. So we're looking at a trip to Kenya, we're looking at a trip to Hawaii possibly, and there's a couple other things that are woohoo, that we're co-creating right now. Yes. So for tonight, I'm going to go review some of our we had an amazing lineup of expert speakers this month. But before I do that, I just want to introduce all of us here. So I'm going to start out with Dee Dee. How about you introduce yourselves?
Hi.
I just want to see who is here this week.
Again,
This
for the
month.
10th month, this has been fabulous. My name is Dee Dee Adams. I'm a hairstylist, and I'm excited to be here, and I can't wait to talk about the subject being fabulous at any age.
Okay. My name is Barb Culbertson, and I'm a shaman in the Kadasi tradition, and also do lymphatic drainage.
My name's Harmony West, and I inspire and nurture mothers and families. I run circles for women and their daughters, and do energy balancing and parent coaching.
My name is Sita Jameson Castle. I am a sound healer, and I also put on evenings of chanting, kirtan evenings, and I also am an access consciousness practitioner, so I run people's bars.
And I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Robyn Benson. I'm a doctoral oriented medicine, founder of Santa Fe Soul Health and Healing Center, and the co-host of the Self-Care Revolution, along with Kevin Snow, who is an energy psychologist. He is unfortunately not here. Please send your blessings to him. He is in Arizona. He'll be joining us tomorrow live with our final speakers of this month. And I just want to also speak to some of our other practitioners that wanted to be here tonight. Dr. Roy Helbrin, he is an integrative cardiologist, and Angelique Hart, she is a pain management specialist. Both of them are MDs. And we also have Dr. Haley Ritchie. She's an integrative dentist, a biological dentist, just to name a few. We have so many, but to find out about all of our practitioners, www.santafesoul.com, and certainly everything that's going on with the Self-Care Revolution, www.jointheselfcarerevolution.com.
And I am Adara Walton, and I'm their newest staff person here, the youngest staff person, I'll say. And I am also, I do energy kinesiology. I'm also a doctor of naturopathy, have a PhD in natural health, but I'm also ordained, so I'm finishing my Doctor of Divinity. I'm a former assistant pastor, so I do believe in self-healing, but I also believe in self-healing with a lot of the techniques. So I do energy kinesiology. I'm also a trained shaman. I'm certified to do what we call tapping, attractor field technique. I have taught Reiki for over 25 years. I have 8 Reiki masterships I do intend on teaching. And I have about 9 classes here, and all my classes are for the public. I'm also an author, and I love to share my shaman CD that I have with people, and my books, and just myself to help you heal. And my website is All Healing is Self-Healing.
Nice.
Do you get that drip?
And I am Kathleen Nagy. I am the ambassador of Santa Fe Soul.
Yeah.
And I'm also the Sound Lady of thesoundlady.com. And I do ancient sound healing techniques, and state-of-the-art computerized sound healing sessions.
My name is Rebecca Cantor. I am a doctor of Oriental medicine. I also am a doctor of energy medicine. I do electrodermal screening. Some people call it electroacupuncture according to Voll, German biological medicine. I specialize in treating pain, allergies, and beautification. Oh, and you can find out about me at cantorclinic.com. That's Cantor with a K.
Okay, thank you. We have some exciting events that are coming up right around the corner. And Kathleen, do you want to mention the bundles and the TED Talks?
Yeah, we have a couple of new promotions. One is called Healing Bundles from Santa Fe Soul. And the idea is to, in this center, we have many practitioners, and very often a client will come in and see one practitioner and not be aware of the wealth of possibilities around them. So we have decided to bundle your self-care. You can bundle your telephone and your internet and your cable. Why not bundle your healing and save a bundle at the same time? So the idea is you can see 3 practitioners for $50 each, an introductory price, and try to heal something from as many different perspectives, as possible. So we created 5 different bundle packages, which are pretty popular. We've got weight management, optimal sleep, stress reduction, pain management, find your life purpose, or you can create your own bundle. And the idea is, if you have a weight management problem, for example, and you want some coaching and you want some help with that, you can talk to one of our nutritionists, you can get some acupuncture, you can do some hypnotherapy, you can approach the healing from different perspectives and get more of a holistic, long-lasting cure. I said the word, a cure. Now I'm in trouble. So the Healing Bundles is something new for Santa Fe Soul, and we're trying to bring in new people. The other thing that we're going to do next month, and we're going to try and do it on a monthly basis, is do Santa Fe Soul Talks a la TED Talks, and have an evening once a month in our event room, in the sunroom, where 4 of our practitioners give 15-minute talks, inspirational, motivational talks on their particular area of expertise. And it's just going to be a free evening of information sharing, again, to bring more people to Santa Fe Soul. It's an outreach on our part, so we're very much looking forward to doing that. They will be live streamed, and they will be archived, and it will be another great source of information for you.
So please join us. And now you know why she's the sound lady. That was a very good description of the bundles. So for many of you again that are joining us, who are still wondering what is the Self-Care Revolution, right now it's a 12-month series where we bring in top experts in different topics. So we started out the year with Thoughts and Food as Medicine. Month 5 was all about earthing, electrosanitizing your life, and growing your own garden. Then we went into Exercise as Medicine. Last month, does anybody remember what last month was?
Community.
Was Power of Community. And we had our live stream was with Louisa Kulker, who's a shamanic practitioner, a psychotherapist in our event room. You can still see that live. It was awesome. And so this month is, as we mentioned, is Be Fabulous at any age. And we're going into Power of Gratitude. And I was just sharing with all of you, we have an amazing lineup of speakers. People, again, we've already interviewed, if you can imagine, we've interviewed 100 speakers so far. So many people have said yes to the Self-Care Revolution, knowing that we are in a kind of a healthcare crisis. I think we could all agree that this is a time where 1 out of 2 people are being diagnosed with cancer. 1 out of 3 of our children are being diagnosed with obesity, diabetes, a combination of the two. A world epidemic of water, food, and pollution. We're literally surrounded by 80,000 toxins at any given time. So this is our solution to the healthcare crisis. We're saying it all begins with you. It all begins within you. And so each month we've interviewed at least 8 to 10 speakers, several of our practitioners as well. And then each month we've had a live stream, and then we've had an infinite amount of content that has been available. So we have this whole year-long program, again, the 12-month themes, and it's right now you can go to www.jointheselfcarerevolution and make the investment. So you have every recording. Each recording is at least an hour long, full of incredible jewels of information, strategies that you can practice in your life today. And so please go to our website if you want to make that investment, and just know it's going to be available for the next few months. And we're making it so reasonable so people can have this information, they can share it. We really want to get it out to nonprofits as much as possible, get it into schools, get it into colleges. We'd love to see our books. We're also creating a book for each month. In fact, I don't have that here right now to show you, but each month is a book with each theme and an overview of each of the talks, the transcripts from the talks. So if you have any questions too, info@jointheselfcarerevolution.com. But right now, before we go into our discussion, which is really fun, I mean, this has been a blast. We've done, like I said, we've done this every month where we think about what the theme is, and then we share. We don't even really plan it. We just speak from our hearts what it's like from our own journey of healthcare, self-care, going through our own health challenges, and the transformations that we've gone to be the practitioners that we are, to be able to give our best to our clientele. So this month has been super fun, and Be Fabulous at Any Age is great because we have all the other months that have led up to this, because to be fabulous at any age has to do with the power of our thoughts and the food that we're putting in our body. It has to do with releasing and transmuting traumas. That was our whole month 3 was about that. Month 4 was unleashing your brain power. So again, this is what was fun about this month, is that the speakers that spoke really talked about everything that we've talked about to get to this point. So we're starting out with George and Sadina Caponelli. We're fortunate to have them in the Santa Fe community. They're the founders of Age Nation and Navigating the Future. And they're really speaking to this time where there are more people turning 50 and over than ever before. So we are an aging nation, and how do we be fabulous as we age? So there's a lot of consciousness around all these speakers saying, how cool is it that we're getting older? And to know that there's infinite amount of tools and strategies and life practices that we can do each day that can help us age in a beautiful way, and to really enjoy the aging process, and to have this second chance, this third, fourth chance to engage in maybe your 8th career. Why not, right? Mm-hmm. And why can't we live to 125? And one of our speakers said that we should all be able to live to 125 with the technologies that we have, that we practice here, with the knowing that this big theme of the self-care revolution is returning to nature. I mean, nature is our greatest teacher. And as I heard Ray Johnson say, it's not that we have to heal nature, it's that we have to heal human nature. Human nature. So this is a really big piece in this month. So they are wonderful. They wrote a book called Do Not Go Quietly. Highly recommend them. And to learn more about what they're doing, just go to their website at agenation.com. Dr. Stephen Maisley, what a great hour we had with him. His big message was how to live 10 years younger, literally. Like if your biological age, there are assessments that you can do. That let's say that you're 50, but your biological age is really showing you're 70 because of your choices you're making around your diet, around your thoughts, around your being dehydrated. So many people are living their lives dehydrated, so they're not taking care of their body on a cellular level. So he had a very exciting hour showing us what his 10 years younger program is all about. The 16, I think he calls them the sweet 16 foods that we all need to bring into our lives in everyday life. And also to learn about why there's accelerated aging. So again, these are all available to all of you. So just go to www.jointheselfcarerevolution.com so you can have these for your home use at any time. Victoria Moran, known as the Main Street Vegan, she was all about getting on your glow, look great, feel amazing, age late lifestyle. I mean, she was a very high energy, very spirited woman who is living this lifestyle, because each of these speakers had their own time of illness. You know, something majorly, radically changed their overview on what health is all about. And she was overweight at one time in her life. She was just really had a transformation in her early life, which had to do with being a vegan. And she's not saying it's for everyone, but for her, she lives in New York City. She has a coaching school to educate coaches on how to be vegan and to educate the clientele. And basically, again, a big back to nature theme about what it's like and how vital you feel in your body at a cellular level when you're eating foods from the earth. And again, this is a big message with all of our speakers is to almost everybody had a nutritional message. Every single one of them, whether it's the quality of water that you're drinking, getting more greens in your diet, letting go of processed foods, listening to Dr. Polin, who says to shop the perimeters of grocery stores and stay away from anything that's boxed. Beth Greer, 5 things that make you sick at home. In other words, that things that are in your home on a day-to-day basis that might be that may accelerating your aging process. So what can we think of what those might be?
Tap water.
Tap water.
Electromagnetic pollution.
Huge. It was definitely
Wi-Fi.
Yes.
Yeah.
She also talked about pesticides. A lot of people use pesticides in their homes.
Mm-hmm.
And cosmetics and
cleaning
shampoos.
chemicals.
Exactly.
Cleaning products.
Exactly. And she actually had a tumor in her body and she completely healed herself through eliminating all the toxins out of her home, changing her diet. So she has a really important message for all of us. Susan Jones, she was another, again, very spirited woman because these people are living this lifestyle that they are championing and sharing with their audiences large. We have people with thousands of people that are following them. She had her surefire stress busters. So what can we think about what those might be?
Breathing.
Breathing. Breathing's a good one.
I like that one.
Sleeping.
Breathing and sleeping, two good things to do.
Hydration was the big one. Getting out in nature as much as possible. Exercise. Meditation. You know, and I clearly remember that of all the supplements in the world, I think a big message here is that we want to eat our food. I mean, eat our nutrients rather than have to rely on supplements. Although I think most every speaker agreed that we have to supplement a little bit in today's world.
I think so.
Yeah,
Because the foods are so minus nutrition.
exactly.
The earth is malnutrition.
So the two supplements that she highly recommends are astaxanthin.
Take it daily.
Astaxanthin, there's a lot of radiation. We're worried about what happened in Japan. I mean, it's one of the best things that you can take, astaxanthin. And she also talked about a green powder too. That if there's just 2 things that you take on a day-to-day basis, because what's in a green powder? Chlorophyll. It really helps to oxygenate our body. It helps to cleanse our blood. Yeah. So I love that her feeling was that we don't need to just be bombarding our body with tons of supplements. She doesn't need to see my regime then.
Please.
Or yours. Oh my god, I like my regime. But anyway, I do have astaxanthin. I'm writing a book on travel and health, and that's one of the most important herbs that people who travel regularly, whether it's plane, train, airplane, I said that, cars even, put out a lot of radiation.
What does astaxanthin do?
Okay, astaxanthin is a powerful antioxidant. So we're looking at all the oxidative stress in our body. And it's basically, the astaxanthin is basically in the algae family, and it's kind of like what makes salmon orange. If I'm being correct, am I saying this?
Yeah,
Is
that's correct. It's
Yeah.
also about 600 times more effective than vitamin E.
It's 600 times more effective than vitamin E, says Dr. Adara. Yeah, so really a great thing to add to your regime. This really, the knowledge behind this really came out in the last 2 years, just like vitamin D. So everyone, that was a big message here too, vitamin D. In fact, get a blood test and make sure it's above 50. And it might take some time, so be patient with that process. Dr. Joe Rubino, guess what the most important ingredient for success and happiness is?
Self-esteem.
How did you know?
She said it a little while ago.
Many of you know Dr. Joe Rubino. Oh my goodness. Talk about a power hour, so much information. I think he talks faster than I do. That's possible.
I can't listen that fast.
Yeah. But he really talks about how important it is to elevate our self-esteem and how that's such a foundation of our health. It's certainly, when you really care about yourself and what you want to do in the world and how you want to do what your life purpose is. You want to feel good. You want to wake up and feel great. So He is known as really as a world expert on self-esteem. And what is really great, based on this conversation and his enthusiasm around the self-care revolution, is he's coming live to our center, to our event room, February 21st, 22nd, 23rd. We're really going to announce this in the next few days and get it online. There's only 50 spaces. For Friday, it's about your soaring self-esteem for 50 people. And once we get our 50, we're done. We really can't take any more. And then Saturday and Sunday, really for the entrepreneurial spirit, to bring this success message, this success strategies to your life. That's what Saturday and Sunday is all about. So please join us live in February. Enjoy the beauty of Santa Fe. So Alex Giorgio, another wonderful spirit who talks about, he designed a program called Type E Personality. The Type E's, many of you are Type E's. If you're listening, you're part of the self-care revolution, you're, as he calls it, living on the edge without falling over. In other words, living, Type E's tend to be big visionaries, big thinkers, have a joy, a real passion for life, tend to overextend themselves because of this energy. And he has a questionnaire. There's a point scale up to 30, and some of us are 30. So if you're 30, you are a Type E mystic. That's me, Type E mystic. And so to find out about that, you have to listen to his call. It was amazing. And he is going to be doing a program for Self-Care Revolution 2014, which is really about exploring the entrepreneurial consciousness. I mean, how do we have this, tap into our true self-care certainly, but what our true mission, our passion, our purpose is through this consciousness development. So he taught this at Mirabal, and he's going to be doing this through the Self-Care Revolution. So we love Alex Giorgio. Dr. Gary Gordon, he was one of 2 speakers that's joined us live twice. I mean, an hour with him is just like, you're just tipping on this expertise of this 77-year-old man. He is the anti-aging guru. I mean, he literally is healthier than he was at 22 years of age, where he basically, at one point when, had to end his medical career. I mean, 27, 28. But anyway, the story behind this man, and what he's still such a maverick doctor. I mean, he literally travels the globe every month. He's speaking. He's really into this earthing. He's into pulse electromagnetic field technology we talked about in month 5. But do you know what he talked about, of all things? He talked about one herb, mostly. Of course, he went off on some wonderful tangents that were great. But Praeria mirifica, which is from Thailand, which is for many of we perimenopausal, menopausal women and men, because men need estrogen too. It's a natural supplement that basically helps with anything from hot flashes to memory loss. It's one of your best defenses against Alzheimer's and a lot of the diseases of aging. So literally a whole hour just to this one herb that we can just take, everyone.
Is it a hormone balancer, or is it estrogen? It's more
estrogen, but it does help balance out hormones. So there's a lot of estrogen dominance, as we're seeing because of plastics and other things like that. But for so many women that are perimenopausal, menopausal, and men too, that don't want to go on synthetic, or they don't even want to go on bioidentical, this is a plant choice. But again, this idea of it's protecting your bones. I mean, in one day, or even for some people can take 2, but that it's bone protective, really protects against a cognitive decline, and it works synergistically with the body pretty quickly. So it's not like it's how a lot of supplements can, because it's from a
Is that
natural
something
supplement.
we sell here?
Yes, we have it. We have all of these. We have astaxanthin, Praeria mirifica. Praeria mirifica. And tomorrow we have our final 2 speakers we're very excited about. Sharon Molnick. She is a Harvard-trained psychologist. She's a stress expert. I call her a stress and success expert. And she basically is going to be teaching us how to change your 60,000 thoughts, as many of us know. And she also is going to teach us how to be successful under stress, because who doesn't live with stress, no matter what? But how to cultivate this stress resiliency, where you can do a lot of great things when you're under stress. I mean, that having that a little bit of healthy stress is eustress, as I remember studying I was a freshman in college and took a stress management class with only seniors, because that's how stressed out I was going to be. A brand new school in Virginia, 9 hours. I'm serious. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to college. I don't even know what I want to major in. That's how, all right, I've chilled since then. And finally, Ellen Wood. Really excited to have her to be part of this series. She is, I don't even know how old, but her career, her second, third career really started later on in life when her mother had Alzheimer's, and she saw that she was getting the first signs of Alzheimer's. So she completely reversed this through everything that we're talking about in the self-care revolution. And she's really teaching people how to think and grow young, and she's bringing this whole energy around age reversing consciousness, which is a big part, again, of the self-care revolution. There's a consciousness, there's a responsibility around self-care, there's a joy around taking care of ourselves. And they made it so juicy, a lot of these speakers, like making your green smoothie. I remember Dr. Steve Masley talking about his drink that he makes in the morning. Maybe he's got big days, 11, 12-hour days, but just how you feel yourself in the morning. So anyway, I've gone on and on, but just to give you kind of a recap of the genius, the expertise, the people coming from their heart wanting to give you their best messages. That's what happened in this month and every previous month of the Self-Care Revolution. So again, please join us. You can go to our website and join any of these months. So we're making it really easy for you. Now you get to meet this wonderful group of practitioners and hear what they have to say about aging.
Well,
let's
thanks,
start.
Robyn. Her energy is contagious. All right, so now we're all, we just want to talk. Aging.
But I do think it's true that you can really turn the clock back.
Totally.
You really can. And I also think it's true that beauty really does come from within. It comes from your being well, from your constitution being strong, and those things radiate from within, and they affect the way that you look. And so when you start turning that around and working on that, you start looking better naturally, without having to go the route of all the surgery and everything like that. But I really do think that with all of this, you can turn the clock back. You know, what does everybody say now? 50 is the new, no, what do they say? 40 is the new 20. 50.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think part of that is, first of all, it's attitude, and I think it's also, and of course I'm a hairstylist, but I think it's also important to spend time with people who are 10 or 15 years younger than you. Not all the time, but I find that when I'm with people who are younger, in some parts of my life, you have more energy, you get a pulse about what's happening, you learn how to use your iPhone, you learn how to use your iPod. You know, Robyn's daughter, who is 12, actually taught me how to do some online shopping. And I didn't tell you. She put your mom's card's number's in there. We can just get it. I don't think that's how it works, Hannah, but that's important. And also another important piece is that people at any age, at any time, we're not locked into, at a certain age, our grandmothers look like old ladies, and our mothers at a certain age look like, you stopped changing, you stopped creating, you stopped trying new hairstyles, new makeup. There's nothing better than hanging out with your friends, talking about a new style, or should I have bangs, or should I pull my hair back? Because all of those things, it is beauty from the inside out. But sometimes, if you just make a small change in your appearance, people comment, and you may not notice it, but they'll say, God, I just love you in that color, or your hair looks great, or your skin looks good, and you start to feel better just because someone's noticed. So I think it goes hand in hand. Sometimes a compliment from someone, or spending time with an expert that can tell you, this is the type of hairstyle you need, this is what your hair can do, or maybe this style of clothing, or you can wear this color, makes a difference. And ask your friends. Believe me, they are brutally honest. They will tell you exactly what something looks like. And don't be, know that they're coming from a place of love, and don't be afraid to ask. That's my little spiel.
Thanks.
So don't be afraid to ask.
Well, Dee Dee's gonna do my hair again this week.
So there you go.
Thank you.
I noticed.
Yeah, well, I've been aging very well, and I took one of those stress tests, heart stress tests, a couple of years ago because I'd had these tremendous losses in my life, and thought I was having a heart attack. I wasn't. It was actually caffeine. I'd asked for decaf, and I got a regular, and it set me into heart attack symptoms. But the goodness that came out of it was on that stress test that I was on the treadmill, you know, in the doctor's office and doing that stress test. He stopped it. He said, "How old are you?" I said, I was 58 at the time. He said, "Well, you're exercising as if you're 41. So get off my machine and let's get somebody else in here who really needs this."
Wow.
So what that told me was, well, just keep doing what I'm doing. And continue to do all the self-care stuff that I do. And it's interesting, you have to find something that works for you. Some kind of a daily practice that you look forward to doing. It's not a duty. It's not another thing you gotta do on your checklist. Think of something that you love and figure out a way to spend some time with it on a daily basis to just pull yourself right into the moment. And it's fabulous for keeping you young and keeping you full of life and the joy of living.
So what are some of the things that we can do to, I mean, do we even really want to say turn the clock back? Because isn't it great to be how we are, the age that we are?
Certainly don't
Well,
I don't want to turn the clock back.
mhm.
I am
So
much happier and healthier
Yeah.
now than
Yeah.
I was when I was younger. I mean, I weighed 170 pounds at one point, but it was really that I was really unhappy. And I didn't know about self-care and I didn't know about self-love. Like earlier when Robyn said, what's the number one thing for happiness? I believe it's self-love. I think self-esteem is self-love. And even hanging out with younger people, a lot of the younger people that I see don't really love themselves. And I think it's part of getting older that I felt more comfortable in my own skin. So I don't want to turn the clock back, but I do want to do whatever I can do to nurture and love my body and have this vessel last as long as it can last. Yeah.
I would like to add to this discussion we're having here. And I think one thing you've noticed, even though I said I was new, the one thing that you find with Dr. Robyn is, she says she talks fast. That doesn't matter. She talks with an energy. Now, I consider myself a bioenergy health specialist, whatever you want to call it, energy specialist. But if you notice the energy and the vivaciousness with which she talked, and as she even spoke about those people, what is the one thing they have in common? And I have found it here within this group, even this short time, it's passion. It's energy. You have to have, I don't care what it is. You mentioned about doing something you love. Everybody here has this connection to something within them that they're passionate about. And so I don't want to turn the clock, and I'm not, because I am much better. And for me to step forward out in faith, but I think that's the other component that some of us don't. We rely on what I call the little self. Well, where does that inner energy come from? And I think it comes from that higher component that each of us either have within us, know it's there, or you seek it. When you find it, that's going to give you what you hear in her voice, what you were saying, Dee. All of us, we have that something. Now, that's not something you can give somebody. You can offer it, and people can learn it from you. They can feel it from you. They can sense it. When you chant, I was here in June. That was the first time, and I heard you do the chanting, and that just really, really moved me. But when you see it, you can't duplicate that. The only way you can do it is if it's within you. But when it's there, it comes out. The energy is there. Just like now, it's hard for me to try to talk in a mundane, even keel way. Not that I'm trying to copy Dr. I can't. I have to be me. But I have to offer the best me to the world. And I think that's what we're all trying to do. And that's what attracted me to Santa Fe Soul, to this place. it is the soul that's in here. But when you can find your connection from you to feed into this collectively, you find and you connect to the energy within yourself. So even though we have these people, you know, Dr. Robyn's going to go, what? She's going to go find, a whole nother group of people for another month. But guess what? They're all going to come from this passion within. That, to me, is what keeps you fabulous at any age. And then when it's time to go, guess what? I'll be the first one to say, I'm going out dynamically, and I'm going out happily, and I'm going out with joy. Because I'll have given something to this world, and if I never get on a TV show, talk show, whatever, I've made my mark right here with you all and with me. And that's peace and that's joy. That keeps me fabulous at any age.
Amen.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Very inspiring. I get jazzed just hearing you talk. I feel even more uplifted. I mean, wow. I mean, you really
That's how.
hit on it. And for some reason, as you were speaking, I'm thinking of Larry Dossie, who was our speaker in month 4, Unleashing Your Brain Power. He was also one of our speakers. We had a live event in June of this year. We had 22 amazing speakers. We had Norm Shealy, we had Barbara Dossie, we had Zadina Capanelli. We had amazing, we had Bob Doyle from The Secret. We had Lynn Rose. I mean, it was amazing. But anyway, he just came out with a book called 7 Billion People, One Mind. One Mind, 7 Billion People. But that we're all connected. I mean, there is this one mind. And you know, when I think about how we age and how we live our lives, when we realize, you know, when we get out of our third dimensional being and we realize this connection, we get out of that, very often that pain, there's pain in being in this third D body. And a lot of that pain and suffering and stress, that was another huge message, is how much stress ages us. 2 of our speakers, Sharon Melnick is going to speak about that. And so did Susan Jones, but how much stress ages us, because a lot of times we forget our connection to all that is. And then our personal pain is so horrific, but yet how much other people are going through the same thing. So it's a collective, and we're a microcosm of the macrocosm. But I love that title of this book, and he's such a brilliant, amazing man, and we're so glad that he's been part of it. He's like, of course I'm going to be part of the self-care revolution. And so again, just to know that book just came out, and we really want to support him. But that is so true. I love it when I get out of my, and no matter how much you evolve consciously, I just know all that I've been through and all the growth that I've gone through, I still go into that little child sometime that feels separate, just going through my own hell. I have those days, and sometimes I just need to wake up and have another day, no matter how many tools that I've learned. I mean, I've learned some of the greatest teachers in the world, some of the indigenous people in my travels, and I still have these days where I feel like hell. And it's just part
It's a
of
human experience.
Yes, exactly.
Everybody feels like that.
exactly.
So it's to be expected. And another thing that you can do to make yourself feel fabulous at any age is, when you have those days, just understand that it happens, and forgive yourself and love yourself, and just hold the space and breathe, and know that in a couple of hours, or when you wake up in the morning, everything's going to just kind of
Play some music and
mold through. Yeah. Yeah, just keep it moving, you know, and not get bogged down and judge yourself and think, oh, what's wrong with me? And I fell down again. And I mean, I know everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Well, you're right. It's the human experience that
It
you're
is.
talking about. Do you know also Larry Dossie? Oh, he wrote a book, The Extraordinary Healing Power of Ordinary Things, right? And the idea of being content with what is. Like, he's talking about the healing power of dirt, tears, just like being content with what is. And I think that has a lot to do with being fabulous at any age, just like passion for sure, and being okay if you're never on a TV show, if you're not, like, just being content right here, right now, being with all these beautiful women here, talking about something that really matters. You know, contentment is a huge stress buster, if nothing else.
And part of it too is walking your talk. You can't talk about these things and talk about the experiences or the food or the water or whatever it is, and not have that be part of your life. And I think that's something that's very cohesive about this group. We all really do live this type of life. It's not like we have this discussion with you guys and then we go home and
Eat Doritos?
well, sometimes we do.
I do sometimes, to be honest. I do sometimes. But it's good for the soul.
Yes,
it
it's
is
good.
Yeah.
It's part of the 20% rule.
We all
Yes,
cheat.
yes.
Oh, yes.
20% rule.
Be
That's
passionate about eating your Doritos.
Right.
Enjoy that.
Yes.
What's the 20% rule?
That's right. 80-20.
Oh yeah, some of them might.
Do you want to define it?
Do you want me to? Okay, so the
What's your, okay.
The 20% rule, if you're living 100%, you're staying on your path 80% of the time, eating healthy food 80% of the time, having great thoughts 80% of the time, and that 20% of the time, that means 2 out of 10, like maybe you're having 2 Doritos or you're having 2 negative thoughts or whatever, that 20% of the time, then your body, your mind, your spirit can compensate and handle it, and still you can maintain that path. Instead of having, if you're doing 80% of negative thoughts, crappy food, and all that other stuff, it's not, you can't sustain that. So if you can do the 80-20, you're still ahead of the game, and you're being able to be, so you have to be flexible. You're human. You can't be, it would be hard to be perfect every single day. I'm 6 out of 7 is really tough for me, but you can't. It just doesn't work that way, does it?
This makes me
As we
think
talk about this, I think about my father because he's 86 and he walks every day, he cuts the grass, he washes his car, not because he can't afford to have somebody else to do it, because he loves using his body, and he loves, and he every week he writes a Bible study, and he's passionate about it. He loves sitting there and doing that and typing it out and sending it out on his blog. And his grandchildren are proud of him because he has a blog.
that's great.
And so a friend of mine said, well, do you have a picture of him? And I showed him a picture of my father. And he says, he looks like he's 76. And it's just like, in gratitude, like in all things give thanks. He's just like, that's his motto. It's been his motto for the longest time. And he lives that. And he's healthy, and most of his peers are not. And so it's really interesting to see, and he sees a way to be grateful for everything. And I've seen him reach out to me in my life in times when he just like, what is she doing? And just really stand there in that love. So I think he's been an amazing example for me about how to. And my mother died young. She died about 5 years ago or something, like 3 years ago. But with cancer, we live in a world where no matter what we do, there are times when things come along that are due to the decisions we've made as a society about what it's okay, what we can do to the water, what we can do to the ground, what we can do to the... And even in all of that, I saw her be loving to all of us in all of that. So so that's what comes to mind in this discussion, is the example that my parents have been for me. How do you
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like there are some things that we could avoid in order to be fabulous and fit at any age. So should we talk about this? I mean, it's nice to talk about all the, we should do this and we should do that, but then there are also things that it's better to not do.
This is what I was going to say in terms of this 80-20, and why we used such a strong word like revolution for the self-care revolution. And our definition of revolution is a fundamental change in mindset about the choices that we're making, because we are seeing cancer. How many of you know somebody in their 20s who has had cancer, or in their teens even? I mean, it's exponentially growing, and now brain cancer with all the cell phone usage and all that. So we are calling people to their highest self to take care of themselves on a day-to-day level, because no one can escape what's going on out there. It's not like it's happening to us, it's happening for us to reclaim our health and to know that it's a day-to-day practice. I mean, from the exercise that we're doing, from how we're hydrating, to what we're, I mean, a big message of the self-care revolution, as I've mentioned, has been food. I mean, some people think it's 80% of the solution to a lot of our health issues is just eating healthy foods. As Sean Croxton from Underground Wellness Radio is going to be joining us month 11, which is next month, Power of Gratitude. He just did this phenomenal 1 week real food con. So his slogan is GERF, just eat real food. So again, we want that 20% of fun, but this big message with the self-care revolution is that we're 80%, we are excited and celebrating our positive choices. So one of the things I'm thinking about, I'm just going to mention one, we can maybe all mention one, but I'm thinking about electromagnetic pollution. So one of the best things that you can do in terms of how you're aging and to have healthy cells, because we're as healthy as our 70 trillion cells, is to unplug anything around your head when you sleep at night. Is literally, this is one of my biggest messages as I go out, because I can't tell you how many of my friends, when I'm visiting them in New York or Baltimore, wherever, literally, your might be on right now. I'm thinking about my friend Elizabeth. Anyway, they're keeping their phones plugged in right near their head at night. So and turn off the Wi-Fi. So that's just going to be my one suggestion. We want to start with you and go around, Miss Rebecca.
Okay, well, avoid foods which are heavily laden with chemicals, food additives, anything made of chemicals.
Anything that can last on the shelf for 12 months or 2 years.
Yeah. Look at that piece of food, and if you think that if no one buys it, it's going to be there in 2 years, just move on. But seriously, and then if you do eat stuff like that, or if you have eaten a lot of stuff like that, there are supplements, protocols, technologies available to help and assist your body in detoxifying from those things. Your body, help get it out of the cells and get it out of your body. So that, I think, constantly enrolling in detox, like not every day, but every so often, according to your need, get involved in that. I think is a really good idea.
Well, in a slightly different direction, the thing that just came to mind for me is self-pity. Don't go there. Don't get stuck there. Self-pity is one of those emotions that can just take you into the black hole of Calcutta, and there's no way you're getting out. And so how do you battle self? How do you battle the poor me's? Like, this happened to me, and it wasn't fair, and it's not my fault, and it shouldn't have been. Well, guess what? It happened. You need to find ways to reframe things so that you don't get stuck, and you need to learn how to ask for help. It is all of our jobs right now, and many of us as healers for years have been alone out there in the wilderness. We're the only ones doing this stuff, and everybody thinks we're crazy. But now we're all asking each other to help heal each other, and that's a great source of Santa Fe Soul that the practitioners do with each other. Is we're able to support each other and pray with each other and laugh with each other and just support each other, so that we're not alone. So that if you find yourself with a lot of negative thinking around self-pity and how you've just been dealt this terrible hand, get with somebody who can help you reframe it. Because it's so damaging to you, your immune system, to everything.
I'm so glad you said that. That's so true.
So true.
Gosh, yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna accuse
Has everybody
you
felt
of
that
jumping
ever?
in my body.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
I hope everybody heard it. I'm accusing Kathleen of jumping in my body. That I was absolutely
Empaths do that.
say that, yes. Which is avoid, especially before going to bed. I don't know how many people are familiar with the book. It's very few people have probably seen it. It's very old. It may even be out of print. By Barbara, I think it was Hoberman. Your body believes every word you say. You do not have to speak it verbally. You can think it. Thoughts are things, and they're running through there. We go in and out of balance. I don't think we even have, I'm going to say, we have not created a word. We say instantly or instantaneously. I don't think that's fast enough because being made in the creative image, we have so many thoughts that get in there, we have to balance ourselves. So self-monitoring to me, and this is something I do before I go to bed, because the subconscious, mostly everybody here knows, and I'm going to give you, I'm sure you all know too, you don't think consciously all the time. We are picking up thoughts of everybody else during the day, but you will go to bed either after an argument, you don't review your day, you just, okay, what's your ritual, whatever you do.
Or a television show you just watched?
Right, which is why I don't do that. I don't watch the news at night either. But I think the one thing I want to say is please, please, please avoid going to bed with either a negative image, a negative thought, after an argument, something. Get rid of it, because your subconscious, folks, is coming alive when you go to sleep. When you're in the dream state, that's what's operating. You're not awake, but thoughts are still things, and there's still that dream state, that landscape where spirit likes to work with us at night while you're asleep, and you wonder why you wake up the way you do in the morning. So avoid as much negative, like Kathleen was saying, that thought during it, but I'm saying more emphatically, do it before you go to bed. Even if you had a negative day, and we've all had that, where you did your best, but sorry, your tone of voice hit somebody wrong, okay? You can't undo it. Well, you can undo it in your own power. You can sit there and relive your day. You can, I don't care what really happened, you can reframe it, you can re-see it, you can re-image it, and play it out as if it worked. Do the forgiveness, get rid of the negativity before you go to bed. So when you wake up in the morning, you can wake up and say, wow, there's the light. And if it's raining outside, it doesn't matter. There is the light. Because I'm still created in that image. And that image is nothing but light. So lighten yourself up. Bring yourself up. But do it before you go to bed.
Amen, sister.
That's so great. That will solve insomnia issues, don't you think? It's a big part that we take to bed with us, or issues of the day.
I'm not very talkative tonight, but for me it's just always sing more. I always feel that especially in this culture, we just don't sing enough. We don't use enough sound, we don't allow ourselves to really explore the nature of our voices and what that can do for the whole, from the top to the bottom. So I have a singing practice that I do every single day, and it's been my lifeline. And
Do you sing in the shower?
No, I don't sing in the shower. No, I sing in the afternoon for about an hour. Yeah. But and then I love to, as they know, I love to share it with people. So because I have a big passion for trying to encourage people to sing more.
And we'll have that opportunity in November, our month Love and Power Gratitude. Sita is going to do a kirtan. Can you explain what this kirtan is?
Well, kirtan in and of itself is Hindu chanting, but probably what I would do is some kirtan and then chanting from also other traditions, because every tradition has extraordinary mantras and chants that are very, very old. So scientifically, they come out of antiquity. So their longevity, talking about longevity, has a lot of power behind them to do a lot of different things on many, many levels. So, and when you sing with a group of people, there's nothing like singing with a group of people to send out prayers to the vastness, but also I'm starting to really encourage that because of the quantum field. That when we sing, and it goes into the quantum field, every single being, everything feels it, because we all belong to the same quantum soup.
Scientifically, singing has been shown to stimulate a hormone which is called oxytocin, which is the hormone of love, it's the hormone of warmth, it's the hormone of affection and sharing. So that is actually produced like exponentially in the body from singing, and especially from singing together.
Yeah, and I think when you're singing with a group, it just there's a difference between when I begin an evening and then 2 hours later is quite amazing.
Oh my God.
Quite a transformation.
I think it's pretty ecstatic, actually.
So yes, I'm very much looking forward to presenting this modality to the self-care revolution.
Yay.
Mm.
Something to look forward to for sure.
Mm. How inspiring is this? Oh my gosh. Singing. I
Can we end
have
with a song?
started every morning. It's been a new practice of mine since I moved out to the land that I call in the directions every morning. And I started it very timidly, and now, woo! I'm just singing, baby. But I also wanted to say, I was going to say what to avoid was going to be sugar. Because it's white sugar and it's genetically modified. Anything that has white sugar in it is genetically modified. But then my two sisters here inspired me so much, because really what to let go of and what to pay attention of is low self-worth. And with the girls that I work with, the heart work that I gave them once that has been the deepest heart work for me is to put your hand on your heart and say, I love you exactly as you are. And it's that giving up the lie that we're not divine and that there's something wrong with us, and that if we just do one more thing, we're gonna all be okay. You know? Yeah, we can be fabulous at any age by really accepting ourselves, being content with ourselves, and loving ourselves exactly as we are.
I love that quote by Nelson Mandela where he says, in fact, the thing that we have not to fear is that we are weak and unworthy, the things that we worry about, but the thing that is really the most awesome thing is how great we are, how divine we are, and that is the greatest thing to be reckoned with.
I think we're about out of time.
Oh, we got a couple more minutes.
Go ahead, we've
Sure, we've got
Yeah.
Time is on the timer.
We gotta
2 more
get their
minutes?
voices.
3 more minutes.
3 more minutes.
Oh,
Okay.
We're so good.
To me, one thing that's been very life-giving is to really acknowledge and take time to make friends with nature beings, the trees, the stars, because I find that they feed me life and love, that their unconditional love is always there. And I turn to that in those moments where I'm not liking myself or I'm disconnected from my true self and things like that. And so I just feel like that's a very life-giving thing to do at any age.
Yeah, I totally agree. And another thing, I think, is if you have that option to avoid people who are that are always complaining, you have to just, because sometimes you want to join the bandwagon, you accelerate their complaints, and then also on positive, I think, to go along with what you're saying, spend time with animals or your pets. I have thousands of pictures of my cat who has taught me so much, and I think it's important for all of us to love and take care of those little creatures, whether it's children or animals that can't take care of themselves.
Well, just another minute left. I just want to say thank you all for being here live with us tonight. And just know that if you're watching this like a week or 2 weeks from now, spread this link to all the people that you love and know. Because this message, everything that was shared here today, and we've heard from our fabulous speakers too, really needs to get around, to literally thousands. Our mission really is to impact 1 billion people with this self-care message. So thanks for spreading the news again. Thanks for being part of the self-care tribe, and we love you, we thank you. And anything else?
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you,
Join
fabulous.
us next month.
And be
Yeah,
fabulous
glad
at
to.
any age.
Fabulous for sure at any age.
Yes.
Yes, and join us next month for Power of Gratitude and for our next live stream with Sita. You're gonna love it.
Thank you. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
That was awesome. That was rock. That was great.
Kathleen, now
Hit the post button
I never
on
told you.
the live stream.
Now hit stop here, and then yes.
Complaining at one of our staff meetings.
I need to listen to everything everybody said
Post,
tonight.
not edited. So it's one of my intentional acts.
That was great, you guys.
That was
Really that talks about that meeting and then it says intentional act is self-care. Don't complain today.
It's not easy. Because we want to, whether it's, and we're not
Have a
just
way
red.
to-
Have you
I
ever
mean,
read
it's $1,000 deal.